Jainism. Jainism is one of India's oldest spiritual traditions, often traced back to the sage Mahavira, though Jains believe it existed eternally through a line of enlightened teachers known as Tirthankaras. The core principle of Jainism is ahimsa, meaning non-violence in thought, word, and action, not just toward humans but toward every living being. Jains believe the universe is eternal and operates by its own natural laws without a creator god. Each soul, jiva, is inherently pure, but becomes trapped in the cycle of birth and death, samsara, through the accumulation of karma, a subtle matter that binds to the soul due to passions, desires, and harmful actions. Moksha is achieved by purifying the soul through ethical conduct, meditation, and self-discipline. The ideal path is summarized as the three jewels: right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Monks and nuns practice extreme asceticism, renouncing possessions and desires, while lay followers live by vows of honesty, non-violence, and restraint. There are two main sects: Digambara, sky-clad, who practice nudity and strict asceticism, and Svetambara, white-clad, who wear white robes. Despite their differences, both aim for the same goal: the liberation of the soul from the bondage of karma. Jainism profoundly influenced Indian thought, inspiring figures like Mahatma Gandhi, who adopted its principle of nonviolence as a social and political force. Sikhism. Sikhism was founded in the 15th century by Guru Nanak Dev Ji in Punjab, India, during a time of deep religious division between Hindus and Muslims. Guru Nanak's message was revolutionary: that there is only one God, known as Ik Onkar, and that every human being, regardless of religion, caste, or gender, can connect directly with the divine through love, meditation, and righteous living. Sikhism rejects idol worship, rituals, and blind traditions. Instead, it focuses on Nam Simran, the constant remembrance of God's name, and Seva, selfless service to humanity. Guru Nanak taught that true spirituality is not about withdrawing from the world, but living honestly within it, earning a living through righteous means and sharing with others. After Guru Nanak, a line of 10 gurus expanded his teachings. The 10th Guru Gobind Singh established the Khalsa, a community of initiated Sikhs dedicated to truth, justice, and defense of the oppressed. He also declared the Guru Granth Sahib, the sacred scripture containing hymns of divine wisdom, as the eternal guru of all Sikhs. Sikh philosophy teaches equality, courage, humility, and devotion. Sikhs gather in temples called gurdwaras, where everyone, rich or poor, shares a free communal meal known as langar, a symbol of unity and service. Tantra. Tantra is one of the most misunderstood yet profoundly spiritual paths to ever emerge from India. Far from being just about rituals or sensuality, Tantra is a complete science of consciousness, a system designed to awaken the divine power hidden within every human being. The word Tantra comes from Sanskrit roots, meaning to weave or to expand. It views the entire universe as a divine fabric where everything, body, mind, and spirit, is interconnected. Instead of rejecting the material world like some ascetic traditions, Tantra teaches spiritual liberation through experience, not denial. At the heart of Tantra lies the concept of Shakti, the feminine creative energy of the cosmos, and Shiva, the pure consciousness that observes it. All of existence, according to Tantra, is the cosmic dance of these two forces. Enlightenment happens when they unite within a person, when awareness, Shiva, merges with energy, Shakti. Tantric practices include mantras, sacred sounds, yantras, mystical diagrams, mudras, symbolic gestures, and Kundalini yoga, which aims to awaken the serpent energy coiled at the base of the spine and channel it upward through the chakras. Unlike purely philosophical systems, Tantra embraces every aspect of life as sacred, even desire, emotion, and the senses, seeing them as doors to divine realization when approached with awareness. There are two main paths: the right-hand path, Dakshina Marga, which is symbolic and meditative, and the left-hand path, Vama Marga, which involves secret rituals meant to dissolve fear, shame, and duality. Kashmir Shaivism. Kashmir Shaivism is one of the most refined and non-dualistic spiritual philosophies to arise from India. It originated in the Kashmir Valley around the 8th to 9th century CE and offers a deeply experiential path to realizing that everything in existence is a manifestation of one universal consciousness, Shiva. Unlike many systems that separate spirit from matter, Kashmir Shaivism declares that the entire universe is divine. The world isn't an illusion to escape from, it's God in disguise, expressing itself through infinite forms. Every thought, every breath, every emotion is Shiva experiencing himself through creation. Central to this philosophy is the idea of spanda, meaning the cosmic vibration, the subtle pulsation of consciousness that gives rise to the entire universe. Everything that exists, from galaxies to atoms, is part of this living rhythm of divine energy. Kashmir Shaivism also emphasizes recognition, praktya bijna, the realization that your individual self is not separate from the supreme self. Liberation doesn't require withdrawal from the world, but awakening to your true identity while fully living in it. Bhakti Movement. The Bhakti Movement was not just a religious reform, it was a spiritual uprising of the heart. Emerging in India between the 7th and 17th centuries, it broke down barriers of caste, language, and ritual, declaring that love for God is the highest path to liberation. Bhakti means devotion, but in its purest form, it's not about fear of God or blind worship. It's about an intimate, personal relationship with the divine, one that transcends all social boundaries. The Bhakti saints taught that God lives in everyone, and that singing his name, serving others, and living with compassion were more sacred than any temple or scripture. Each region of India birthed its own saints and poets. Mirabai, the princess who sang to Krishna as her eternal lover; Kabir, the mystic weaver who saw no difference between Hindu and Muslim; Tulsidas, who retold the Ramayana through love; and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spread divine ecstasy through chanting. They spoke in local languages, not Sanskrit, bringing spirituality out of the hands of priests and into the lives of ordinary people. Their poems and songs became hymns of awakening, urging the world to see that God can be found not in rituals but in love. The Bhakti movement gave rise to powerful traditions like Vaishnavism, Shaivism, and Sikhism, and deeply influenced India's culture, art, and philosophy. Nath tradition. The Nath tradition is an ancient Indian spiritual movement that blends Shaivism, yoga, and Tantra into a single mystical path of self-realization. It emerged around the 9th to 10th century CE, led by legendary yogis like Nath and his disciple Gorakhnath, who are often seen as semi-divine masters. The word Nath means Lord or Master, and followers called Nath yogis believe that through deep discipline, meditation, and control of vital energy prana, a person can awaken the divine power, kundalini, and attain immortality of consciousness. They reject rigid rituals and caste divisions, focusing instead on direct inner experience, realizing Shiva not as a distant god, but as the very consciousness within. Nath philosophy teaches that the human body itself is a temple, and through yogic mastery one can transcend the cycle of birth and death. Arya Samaj. The Arya Samaj is a Hindu reform movement founded in 1875 by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Its goal was to purify Hinduism by returning to the original wisdom of the Vedas, the oldest sacred scriptures of India. Swami Dayananda believed that over time, superstition, idol worship, and ritualism had corrupted true spirituality. He taught that God is one, formless, and all-pervading, and that the Vedas already contain everything humanity needs: moral law, science, and spiritual truth. Lingayatism. Lingayatism, also known as Shaivism, is a powerful reform movement that began in 12th century Karnataka, led by the Saint Basavana. It was born as a reaction against caste inequality and empty rituals in mainstream Hinduism. Lingayats worship Shiva as the one supreme god, represented by the Ishtalinga, a small personal Shiva emblem worn on the body. This symbolizes the idea that God lives within every person, not just in temples or idols. The movement teaches equality of all people, men and women, rich and poor, and rejects caste, superstition, and blind tradition.